and you all would be, you all would take a dip into it, and with every dip you'll gain something, you'll gain something, you'll gain something. It is that. So this is our EmoCare family, what it gives to everyone. So welcome to the world of brain waves. Now you all know what are brain waves. Brain waves are nothing but the electrical impulses. What happens? So what I'm going to tell you is the purpose, what are our brain waves, and what are the types of different brain waves. See, there are neurons. Our brain is made up of billions and billions of neurons. Are you all aware of it? Keep posting in the chat box so that I should know that you are there.
Yes.
Yes, you all know? Yes. So our brain is made up of billions and billions of trillions of neurons. So those neurons, when they communicate with each other, so electromagnetic waves comes, and then the brain waves are formed. Electrical impulses in the brain. Brain waves are actually the particular, the state of our mind, how we believe. Now you all, please mute your calls, everyone. A humble request. Thank you so much. ब्रेन वेव्स क्या करती हैं? Can you mute your calls, please? Swati ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. See what the brain waves do. Brain waves क्या है कि जब हम जिस state में होते हैं, what is the state of our brain? Our waves moves accordingly. Sometimes we are hyper, sometimes we are low. Now I would say you are all aware to listen to me, but when it was with Bharvi ma'am, she took you to that state where you were relaxing, isn't it? So yes, our brain waves move according to the particular state of our mind, the way we behave. Our thoughts, emotions, brain waves are what? Our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. They are all the communication of the neurons. How our neurons communicate it all depends upon the brain waves. The neurons, the way they communicate, the brain waves are formed. Brain waves are produced by synchronized. They're all synchronized. If we are in one state, it would be similar. But in one state also, we can go up and we can go down. So let's see how many types of brain waves are there. There are 5 types of brain waves. You can see the movement, how they move. The delta. See the frequency, please. It's from 0.2 to 3 or 4. Theta, it is from 3 to 8. Alpha, beta, and gamma. This was a quick, let's go deep into this. First, we'll talk about the beta waves. Now, what are beta waves? You can see the way the beta waves moves. Now, at present, I think you are all in the beta waves. The beta waves are there in your brain because you are all in the state of consciousness, state of alertness. Isn't it? Are you all able to listen to me? Are you all able to understand what am I telling? Are you all enjoying this class?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, the beta waves the speed is from 13 to 38, and this is the frequency. This is the frequency, and this is the time when we are in the full consciousness with the outer world. जब हम अपने सारे काम करते हैं, जब हम अपने outer world के साथ जुड़े होते हैं, खाना बनाना, खाना पीना, chalna, padhna, likhna, it is all done, and at this time the beta waves are flowing into our brain. Please just check the way the beta waves moves. The attention is directed towards the cognitive task. What we actually are doing, we know. This time you all know that you are attending a class. Maybe when you are eating, you all know, you are alert that you are eating the food. When you are driving, you know that you are driving. So this time we take the decisions for the outer world. We are judgmental. We focus on all the mental activities which are connected to the outer world. Is it fine with beta waves? आप सभी अभी beta waves में हैं. I'll tell in Hindi also. आप सब इस time पे beta wave में हैं. क्योंकि आप सब जागृत हैं और आप सब सुन रहे हैं मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ. आप सब अपनी जागरूकता से ये क्लास को अटेंड करें. You are all attending this class with full attention, alertness. So this is the beta waves. Next comes the alpha waves. Alpha wave was the time when Bharvi ma'am took you from the beta wave to the alpha wave. Alpha wave is See the speed, it's from 8 to 13, वो घट रही है. हमारी बीटा वेव की थी 13 से 38, 13 to 38. Now in alpha wave, it comes down. We were in the alert. When you joined this session, when there was a talk going on with sir, please mute your calls. When there were talks going on with sir, we were all alert. We were in the beta wave zone. But when Bharvi ma'am took it and she took us into the trance, the state, where there we went into the alpha wave zone. यहाँ पर क्या होता है? We are into the thoughts. We know what is happening, but we are in the relaxation mood. जैसे एक car start है, the car is start, but it is in the neutral gear. That yes, it is ready to take the response. It is ready to take the order कि मुझे क्या करना है, what I have to do. We were with Bharvi ma'am in the relaxation time, but we knew what we could do. We were not sleeping. So this is the state where we are in relaxation. Pardon?
Can you please speak in English? I didn't understand.
Sure. I'll just tell you. I'll just tell in both because there are a number of people. I'll just tell in both. See, this is the state. Alpha state is the state where you go into the relaxation mode. Like Bharvi ma'am just now took you into the relaxation mode. When we started the session, you were all in the beta mode. Because you were talking with sir, you were aware that you have joined. But ma'am then took you to the relaxation mode. The wave goes to the alpha waves. Fine, got it? That is the resting state of the brain. It's like we have started the car. I'll give you the example of the car. The car is in the start zone, but it is in the neutral gear. It is waiting for the response that whether I have to put the first gear or I have to take the back gear. So we are there with the senses, but still we are in the relaxation mode. It happens when we are, when we sit quietly, sometimes we are watching TV, sometimes we are watching movie. We are into the, entertaining zone. We are into the relaxing zone. We are not in that tension to work like, oh, this has to be done. No, we are into a calming zone. Resting state of the brain is the alpha waves when it goes, and it bridges the gap in the waking state and the sleeping state. Like suppose when ma'am took you to the alpha state and then again you have come back to the beta state with me, so it is that state. I hope it's all clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Next comes the theta waves. Next comes the theta waves. This is actually the deep meditation. If we could have been with ma'am, Bharvi ma'am, for some more time, we could have been into the theta waves. This is actually when the body sleeps, but the mind doesn't sleep. It is the dominant in the deep meditation. Just check the wavelengths, please. It is dominant in the deep meditation. When we visualize the things, when we see the things, but the body is sleeping, the mind is not sleeping. It is actually known as the twilight state, the dream state, when we take the dreams. Daily when we sleep, we are into this, and this is actually the healing state. It is linked with the subconscious state. See, beta to alpha, it's when we are into our conscious mind. Beta state to alpha waves when we are into our subconscious mind. Alpha to theta, it comes to the subconscious mind, and theta waves are then when we are completely into our subconscious mind. This is the state when we can remove our past from our brain, when we can remove our fears, when we can remove all the worries. It is that way, and the speed goes low from 4 to 8. Got it? When we can dream.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, sorry,
Next
ma'am.
comes it's okay.
Madam, what is it? 4 to 4 is the number you told us?
Theta waves. So next comes I will take your question. Let me see, we have done 3.
Yeah.
Next comes the delta waves. Now see, this is the slowest waves. In this brain phase, it is the slowest. When we are into the deep sleep, after the theta, it goes into the delta wave. The speed of the theta was from 4 to 8. Now here it goes down from 0.5 to 4. Maximum when a person is never in 0, as the study says, as the research says, the maximum it can go to 0.2. 0.2 to 3, 3.3, max 4. Then we come into the theta state. The brain relaxes. But
How
brain is
many
always
waves?
moving. 5, 5, 5, 5. Is this delta wave
How many
clear to you,
waves?
please? 5, ma'am, 5. 5. Is it
Thank you.
clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, the next is the gamma. See, this gamma, the research is still going on. It is the biggest form when one is into the conscious state internally. Beta was the conscious state externally with the entire external world. Gamma is when we are into the internal, the highest level of subconscious, the consciousness within ourselves. When we enter the pineal gland, जब हम pineal gland को जगाते हैं, it is that something great happens. Energy, it generates too much of energy from within ourselves. Just see the speed. It starts with 38, it can go to 90, 92, 100. It is actually a new transformation occurs in the human body. It takes a lot of time to reach to this level. It takes a lot of time to reach to the gamma waves level. We go till the theta level and then we go for the deep sleep. But when the gamma waves are there, we are consciously, imagining we can do things consciously from within. When researches happens, this is that stage. So 5 stages were there. I'll come back to that. Alpha, theta, delta, beta, and gamma. Or we say beta. You started join with me with beta. Then if you are going towards the alpha state, the relaxation state is alpha state. Going deeper into meditation is the theta. Going deeper into the deep sleep is delta. The brain waves go slow. Can you see the speed? Can you see the speed of all 5? And gamma is the fastest. Delta is the slowest when we are into our deep sleep. Please mute your calls. We'll take it. Please mute your calls. Thank you. Delta is the slowest wave. Gamma is the fastest wave. We are in the beta wave when we are working consciously with the outer world. When we go for relaxation, when we start, it's the alpha. When we go deep into meditation, it's theta. Got it? Now, when we started, as I told you, during meditation or hypnosis, the subject, like you were the subject now for ma'am, we all were the subject. It typically starts with beta, as I told you. We were all with sir, we were all discussing, we were all in our awareness कि हम क्या कर रहे हैं. But then when she started up with the relaxation therapy, we went into alpha. We went into alpha, and then I told you, now we couldn't get into theta because the time was short. If agar hum bahut zyada jaye, so we could have gone into theta and then we could have gone into delta. But again, when we come back to the awareness, where she says that just look around, think around of your environment nearby, we came back to beta. It's coming back to beta, but in a transformed way, in a relaxed way. Awaken. Your awakening is a refreshed awakening. Isn't it? When you join the session with ma'am, hardly a 10-minute session gave you the refreshing, gave you the awakening. So we always start with beta. When we do hypnotism or we do meditation, then we go for alpha. Alpha, I told you, is the resting stage. Resting stage, we have to think whether we have to drive the car or we have to stop the car. Whatever. If we have to drive, we have to go into the beta to do something. If we have to go into the conscious mind meditation state, we have to go to theta. So that is the alpha state, the neutral state, basically. The relaxation, which waits for the order, which waits for the response, where I have to go. And hypnotism, meditation, the benefits you all know. What are the benefits? It gives you transformed lives, I say. I hope the things were clear. I won't take much of your time because we have to learn more. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Sweet, ma'am. Sweet. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
So you are muted. Sir, you are muted.
Sir, please unmute.
Yeah. So team, just go back to your yesterday. Yesterday when you were dancing, in which brain wave you were in? Just go back. When you were in which brain wave you were in? Just go back. Now the deepermost part of theta, when you reach, that is trance. Trance is nothing but a complete awareness stage. A complete awareness stage. In Tamil, we used to call it as a Thungamal Thungum Kalai. Thungamal Thungum Kalai, in Hindi, if I translate, it is you get the benefit of sleep without sleeping. Suppose if you get all the benefit which you are getting in sleep without sleeping, okay, that is meditation and that is hypnosis. When you go to trance, as Rati ma'am told, when you go to the deepest level of the brain wave, you are getting charged up. You are getting charged up. The universal magnetism gets connected with the biomagnetism, and your physical body gets energized, and also your mental body. Rati ma'am, it was one of the wonderful thing, ma'am, and I thank Rati ma'am and Bharvi ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bharvi ma'am really took the people to the theta.
Yes,
and
thank you, sir.
ma'am has told what is the benefit, how that you have moved on to it. Now, our Saddam ma'am is going to tell in clinical how this is being used. One of the best aspect, actually, she is a very busy ma'am. She's a clinical psychologist. She's an international trainer. And I invite ma'am. Ma'am, are you here, ma'am? Saddam ma'am? Ma'am? Rati ma'am, can you kindly check Azira ma'am?
Yeah, she was there. I could see her.
She has to unmute.
She has to unmute, yes.
Yeah. Azira ma'am? Yeah. Okay ma'am. Ma'am, I have made you co-host. Yeah. Now the stage is on to Hajira ma'am. Thank you ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Hi guys. Hi everyone. Hope you are having a really good time with us.
Yeah, ma'am. Hi.
Okay. Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank Shiva sir for giving me this opportunity, because I always say that India is my second motherland, because my father is an Indian. I was there for a very long time. I studied there and my besties are from India. So Indian people are so lovely. So I'm so happy to meet you guys in the same platform, because I'm meeting my people, Sri Lankan people and also Indians and people from various other countries. It's such a pleasure for me. I just want to make a very, very humble request, guys, because now this is going to be for a very short time. So I want you to keep your microphones mute, because I'm very sure that you're going to gain something very important out of this session, because we're going to talk about something very, very useful and something very important. You can apply with yourself, and also you can help others to apply in their problems as well. So I would like to have a casual conversation at the beginning, just to make you feel comfortable with me. So only because of that, I just thought of asking you a question, not to put you in trouble. So I'm not expecting any right answers. I'm just expecting you to answer me. So there's no right or wrong answer. It's just about, how you express yourself. That's all. So I just want you to feel very, very free in conversing with me, because I'm going to get very closer to you and we are going to get connected. Okay. So give me 2 minutes to set up my presentation.
Yeah, you can set up your presentation, ma'am. Till then, actually, I have to thank Azra ma'am and Rati ma'am and Bharvi ma'am. In spite of their busy schedules, they have come here and given a wonderful treatment. And you also, ma'am. Instead of your busy schedule, I have to thank you. Yeah.
My pleasure. My pleasure, sir. My pleasure. Okay. So let's begin the journey. So I hope you can see my presentation, is it? So just raise your hands if you're with me on this spot. Just raise your hand if you're with me on this spot. Okay, super, super, super. So I can see hands going up. Riz is there, Imtiaz is there, Swati. Okay, some of you, I'm very familiar with you because you have been with me for a long time. But I'm meeting a new crowd as well. So maybe they are not familiar with me, but very sure after today's program, you're going to have a very close connection with me, guys. So thank you so much for putting up your hands up. So I just want you to see this picture and tell me, what do you see in this picture? Okay, so I'm very sure that you're going to get thoughts like, okay, what is the connection between this picture and hypnosis? What is she going to tell us? So I want to tell you something at the beginning itself. You're going to learn about clinical hypnosis and the applications of clinical hypnosis. So towards the end, I will give you a little bit of time to shoot me with your questions, but I can assure you, I can really assure you that you're going to learn what is clinical hypnosis and the applications of clinical hypnosis. So can you tell me what do you see in this picture?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sponge, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sponge.
Sponge. Okay, super, super. Yes, yes, dear.
Sponge.
I see cheese.
Sorry, sponge, ma'am. Screen is not clear. Screen is not clear.
You can see a
Piece of
sponge.
cheese.
Okay.
cheese both, I thought.
Okay.
Sponge, ma'am.
I can see it everywhere.
Sponge. Okay. Sponge.
It's a sponge.
Picture of sponge. You all can see a sponge. Right?
Hello?
It is visible. You all can see a sponge. Guys, please mute your microphones, please. Right. So you all can see a sponge. Now again, you must be wondering what is the connection between sponge and hypnosis. That is what I'm going to tell you. That is why I'm here. So basically, our
Saddam, you're again muted. You have to unmute.
okay, so I hope you can hear me now. Yeah. Am I audible now? Yes.
Yes.
So our mind is also like a sponge. So we observe everything.
Excuse me, ma'am.
So just
Screen
think
is
about the sponge.
Screen is
clean something
visible.
with the sponge. Sponge observes everything. It doesn't differentiate what is good and it doesn't differentiate what's bad. It almost observes everything, and finally it comes into a level where it's heavy and it's full of dirt as well as good things. Okay, so just imagine if you keep on using a sponge for a long period of time. At one point, it's going to be corrupted, it's going to be spoiled, and there will be a point where you can't use it anymore. Okay, so our mind is also the same. It observes everything. It observes the good. It observes the bad things. So at one point, there will be a point where it becomes heavier and where it becomes corrupted because of the negative and the bad things which is being collected in the mind. Okay, so we are going to talk about a technique which you can use in clearing up, cleaning and cleansing all the dirt in your sponge. Okay, again, I'll give you another example. Let's think about a computer. Okay, so let's think about a computer. When you put so much files into the computer, there will be a point where it will catch up with the virus. Okay, it will catch up with the virus. If the virus goes undetected, it could lead to a lot of issues. Finally, it could come to a position where you can't completely use the computer because of the overload of virus. So in the same way, our mind, our brain is the structural part of the mind. Mind is the functional part, brain is the structural part. So brain is equal to a hardware of a computer and mind is equal to the software of the computer. So both are going to get corrupted because both have connection. That is what I'm going to talk about today. So I basically want to talk about repression a little bit at the beginning so that you'll understand what I'm really talking about. So this repression, whenever you encounter a negative feeling, whenever your conscious mind refuses to accept emotions and reactions and memories, it will push them away to the subconscious mind. Okay, so due to traumatic situation, due to traumatic incident, or maybe something which evoked an intense feeling. It doesn't have to be traumatic all the time. It could be something which evoked an intense emotion, which you found very difficult to fathom. Could also be pushed off through your unconscious mind to the subconscious mind. This process is known as repression. So again, I'm repeating you. Repression is basically when you push off intense emotions, unpleasant, unacceptable, unthinkable, intense emotions. When you push it to the subconscious mind, the process is known as repression. So we all undergo repression. This is a very, very usual and a common process because this repression causes the symptoms. Now let's imagine you have got a wound on the skin. Okay, so it's been untreated, but you're just like, closing it with a putty, a tape or something. So every time you close it, it's going to be unhealed. It's going to be unhealed every time. So after some times, it could get, what will happen to the wound, you think, guys? What will happen to the wound if it's unhealed? Treating on a surface level, what will happen to the wound?
It will get infected.
Exactly. It could get infected. Anything else? It could get infected. What else?
It goes deeper.
It goes deeper, absolutely.
And
It
it
can
will
sometimes
affect
lead to-
other parts of the body as well if it grows more.
Exactly. It
The damage will disappear, ma'am.
It will go deeper. It will start affecting the layers under the skin. It will go deeper and deeper. At one point, it could actually turn into a cancer because it was unhealed. Okay. At one point, it could actually turn into a cancer. In the same way, if you have got, if it's unhealed, that could all cancers. That could also cause problems, physical problems as well. Okay, if I'm not audible, if I'm having, just let me know so that I can. So what happens after a period of time? This going to come. Okay, so if you ask me what, I would say starting from anxiety attack, it could be an asthma, it could be allergies, it could be ulcers, and nervous issues, eczema. It could be any problem. Sometimes it leads to psychological problems like lack of confidence, poor self-esteem, inferiority complex. It could lead to such problems. It could lead to physical problems. So it could come up as a symptoms. So this is what is known as a symptoms. So again, all your negative, whatever which cause.
I'm unable to hear your voice.
You're unable to hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am, not clear.
Breaking your voice.
It's breaking.
Okay.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay.
Ajna ma'am, one minute. See, anyone can. Ajna ma'am, a little bit it is slackening, ma'am. Voice is coming. Team player, there may be network issue from ma'am's side.
Yeah.
But we are able to hear her, listen to her voice. Try to put everything in the chat box and not in the, don't disturb the flow. I'm opening the chat box. Please put it in the chat box. I request everyone not to talk. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So if you can't hear me, I can switch to my other device. Even I have logged into that. It happens because, the connection issues, guys. So let's leave it aside. So let's see how it works. So this repression, basically it's a process where the mind, puts off everything to the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind becomes very collective. Again, I'm reminding you, the event could make an intense emotion. Okay, so I am going to share about one of my clients. So she came to me a long time ago. She's a 32-year-old female. So when she came to me, she told me that she's having agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is basically a fear of going to the crowd, facing people, going out and all that. So she was having, she was always feeling frightening about going out, and she got the thought that she's gonna die. Okay, she was feeling so frightening about that she's gonna die, and she got a thought like, something bad is gonna happen to her. So because of that, she badly wanted to avoid going out. So when she came to me, she told me, madam, I'm having a problem like this. So when I suggested hypnotherapy, so she actually agreed, and she wanted to try it out, because most of the people are resistant. But this girl, I should appreciate her. She actually agreed. She said, okay, let's try it out. Then I actually started having a normal conversation, and initially I asked her what could be the possible reasons. I was like probing. I was using all my skills and was trying to analyze what was going through. But she seems to be like very much unaware. But one thing she told me like my mother has had a near-death experience when she was pregnant for me. So I think that this could be because of that. So I was not very convinced by that. So then again, I thought, okay, let me go with an analysis and see what has happened. So I was taking through an analysis for 3 sessions. So in the 4th session, you won't believe what she revealed. She told me that when she was 4 years, when she was really okay, so she was really small at that time. So during that time, what has happened? Her mother has requested her to kiss her grandfather. So she was so frightened because it was really unusual for her, but still she did it. So when she did it, she told me that the grandfather was like a stone. She has felt like she's kissing a stone, but it created an intense emotion in her, and she was frightened, she was horrified, she was terrified at that moment. Later, she actually forgot about it. So when I took her through an analysis, I was able to realize that this was the reason that she has developed this agoraphobia, and also she's having fear of death. So this is just one example. I'm going to talk about another example as well. So always, as I told you, the repressions are going to create symptoms. But how come the symptoms come up? How come the symptoms becomes uncovered? What do you think, guys? What do you think could actually uncover the symptoms? Just a guess. What could uncover the symptoms, guys? Just a guess. That's all. You can just guess it. Introspection. Okay, superb. Okay. Events of situation. Superb. Yeah, you're somewhat close, Amit. Amit, you're somewhat closer to it. Self-realization. Okay, it was a trigger. Okay, we all have these triggers which triggers the situation. So you guys keep sending me the answers. I'm really happy for you guys for responding me. Thank you so much for responding. Though I don't have time to read all your responses, I'm just looking at it. So it's a trigger. Okay, so recently, in the sense before 6 months, she has actually seen her servant meeting with an accident. That is what triggered her anxiety. From that time onwards, she was unable to go out, and she was feeling so horrified and terrified, and she's not even coming out of her house. So when she came for sessions, we were able to take her through an analysis, and she was able to change herself, and she's out of anxiety. I'm happily saying that. It's because of her effort and my skills were merged together. So always remember, when there's a cause, there's an effect. Okay, now let's say if you eat too much, what will happen? You'll put on, no? You'll put on. Okay. So people think hypnotherapy is mesmerizing. You say like, oh, I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to put you to sleep. Yeah. So it will be really easy if we can do that. We can, we can look at someone and say like, give money, give money, give money. Yeah. So, but it's not about, mesmerizing, and it's not about you trying to take control over the other person. It's basically you make them understand the cause and the effects. Okay, so when the person understands the causes and the effects, they actually create the connection between the cause and the effects. So causes are the repressions. Causes are basically the repressions. Effects are the outcome of the causes. So let's say another example, like when you are small, when you got a bad grade, okay, when you got a bad grade or when you got low marks, the people who were around you would have criticized you. They would have told you like, oh my god, you're useless, you can't do this, it's not at all worthy, you're a useless fellow, you can't even acquire marks. So this goes and stuck in your mind if it would have created a negative intense emotion. Again and again I'm highlighting. So it would have created a negative emotion which will lead to an repression. So the child starts developing low self-esteem and low confidence. So this could lead to a lot of issues. So this is how basically a cause leads to an effect. If you ask me, does it only comes with a childhood experience? I would say no, guys. It doesn't only come with a childhood experience, because childhood experience most of the time, it could lead to a problem, but it could come up with an adult experience as well. Let me give you an example. Postpartum depression. A lady who is going through a very, very severe delivery, where she had intense emotions, could develop a postpartum depression after that particular delivery. Why it happens? Because the lady go through lots of negative emotions which she repressed in her mind. Later on, due to some triggers, it could come out. Sometimes she starts hating her baby. Sometimes she starts being away from the baby. That's all. She doesn't do it consciously, is it? So it doesn't happen consciously. So that is why it's, it's stuck in the subconscious mind. So it doesn't happen consciously, but what happens, it goes and stuck in the subconscious mind, which will create a symptom later on. So she starts hating the baby. She can't look at the baby. She can't even take care of the baby. It all happens because there was a cause and it created a symptom. So remember this repression causes a cause and an effect. So if you can understand the cause and effect, that is what is going to be the trigger point, the turning point with the client. So I'll tell you, before I move on to that, I just want to ask you something. Just close your eyes for 2 minutes, just for 2 minutes, just for 2 minutes. Close your eyes for 2 minutes. Super. So I can see you guys closing your eyes and, being very attentive and focused. Right. So I just want you to notice what are you feeling at the moment? Okay, how do you feel? You're feeling excited, or you're feeling sleepy, you're feeling bored. I'm sure you're not, but still you're feeling bored, How do you feel? Are you feeling tired? Maybe you had a long day today. How do you feel? Very good. So just try to bring your attention to your breathing. Bring all your attention to your breathing. Keep listening to my voice. Super. Right. Now I want you to think about an unpleasant incident which took place in your life. An unpleasant incident. Okay. An unpleasant incident which gave you a lot of negative feelings and negative emotions. Just think about an unpleasant incident. Super. Just notice, how do you feel when you think about it? How do you feel? What sort of, what sort of emotions you're going through? What sort of physical reactions you're feeling? How does it feel on your body? How does it feel on your body? Okay, you guys are putting in the chat box, so you're not doing that, I know. Don't disturb others, please. Yeah. Now, I want you to think about a positive situation, okay, where you feel so happy. Instantly shift your attention from a negative thing to a positive thing. Think about something positive, something pleasant, something very nice, which gave you a positive and a pleasant feeling. And just see how do you feel inside your body. Great. So now you're completely focusing on your imagination, visualizing. So your mind and body is completely alert. Okay, very good. So just say to yourself that you are the best, you are the best, you are the best, you are the best. And slowly open your eyes. Good. Very good. Superb. A very big clap to you, all of you who did it. Actually, it's not a relaxation. It's not a relaxation. It's a mindfulness. Okay. So you just became mindful of how do you feel when you shift perceptions from negative to positive. The reason why I ask you to do that, because when you thought negatively, how you felt? Can someone tell me how you felt when you thought negatively? What sort of a physical, physical reaction, what sort of a physical change that you, underwent? Can someone tell me? What was going through in your body? What was going through in your body, guys? Just raise your hands that if you felt something in your body. Quickly raise your hands that if you felt something in your body.
Yeah, very tightened muscles and uncomfortability.
Exactly. Superb, sir. Superb. Thank you so much for answering. What happened when you thought about the pleasant incident? Were you able to shift your attention? Were you able to shift your perception? Did you felt that instantly your emotions change? It happens. When you think about something negative, you feel like, oh, ow. When you think about positive, you feel like, ha. Yeah. You even feel the glow in the face. So it's all because your mind, body, soul, all three components are connected to each other. Okay. So when certain thoughts evoke, when you think about something, it actually leads to certain emotions. Those emotions leads to bodily reactions. That is why you felt uncomfortable. When you think you're tired, your body gets so, you feel very lethargic. You feel like you don't have energy. When you think, oh my God, it's a very exciting day and I'm so happy, you get boosted and you feel energized. That's the connection between mind, body and soul. I don't have time. I have limited time, so I can't do many experiments to show you that there's a connection. There's a huge connection between mind, body and soul. But this will help you to understand that there's a connection. Let's say you're having a tiring day and you start getting a migraine. Why? How this tiring day is connected with the migraine? When you get angry, you turn hot. How is it connected? The reason is when you get certain thoughts, it evokes certain emotions. When it evokes certain emotions, it creates certain chemistry in your brain. It makes brain to secrete certain chemistry. Okay, so this chemistry can actually create certain impact on your body. If it's secreted more than the level, it is secreted more than the the standardized level, it's going to create a lot of issues. That is why stress causes anxiety, stress causes hypertension, stress causes diabetes, stress could lead to cancer even. Why? Because when stress hormones always secrete, you are in a very hypervigilant state. You're in a very hypervigilant state. You're always on the guard. So it gives you a lot of pressure to your heart, mind, body completely. So trust me, psychosomatic symptoms basically, it's about, how these actions of mind creates impact upon the body. It's 100% true. There are more than 3,000 research which says that there's an impact through physical symptoms on your through the psychological symptoms. Physical symptoms are actually led by psychological symptoms. 94% of physical problems are caused by psychological issues. There's a research, and also there are quite a few research says that stress is one of the major causes of physical problems. So likewise, there are so many research which supports the idea of psychosomatic, and you can understand that stress and other negative emotions leads to physical problems. So as I told you, this chemistry can actually even shift your genetics. Okay, it can shift the genetic because it creates a connection between your thought, emotions, and it directly impacts your body. Okay, so this is what basically known as epigenetics. There's a stream called epigenetics where they study how these negative thoughts, negative emotions could shift your genetic makeup, how it could change your genetic makeup. So there are a lot of research which says that, shifting perception could actually make you feel much more better. So just think these negative situations. If a negative emotion could lead to a physical reaction, think about your past traumatic experiences, negative emotions which have been suppressed in your unconscious mind. It could actually create symptoms, physical symptoms, psychological symptoms. That is why it leads to an anxiety, it leads to certain pains, it leads to, certain physiological problems. Sometimes it could be an ulcer, sometimes it could be, even paralyzed. I met a client who came to me story. She has been undergoing trauma for quite a long time. She was being abused when she was 6 years. From her father, and then her mother and father underwent a divorce. So after the divorce, in 18 years, she had a boyfriend, and she went for a breakup because he was not a trustworthy person. So after marriage, she started developing an anxiety. Okay, you won't believe, when she called me, the husband told me she's on the bed, she can't walk, she's partially paralyzed. That is what the husband told me. So husband told me she's partially paralyzed and she can't walk. Okay, so they have taken to the hospital, they have taken everywhere to treat her, but nothing has happened. The doctors have told her to take, MRI, all that, but nothing has worked. Just one session of hypnotherapy. I used suggestion therapy with her. I gave few suggestions in her trance state. You won't believe. Within 2 hours, she started working. Everybody was on shock. They started asking me, how did you do that? Was it a magic? Even I can introduce her if she wishes, but I can't reveal her information because it's confidential. So she started asking me, they all started telling me, it's a shock. Nobody could do that. How did you do that? But it was not a magic. To be honest, I gave her some suggestion. I just, brought out the problem. So she was cured. That's all. So remember, all your repression has impact on your bodily function. So I can give you many examples like this, but the time doesn't permit me. So this therapy is going to give you amazing potential, relieving all kinds of suffering in human beings. It has worked on me. I have this habit of whatever I learned, I test it on me first. I tested hypnotherapy. I tested hypnotherapy on me, and I know it works tremendously because I was 68 kilos. I was 70 kilos. After trying hypnotherapy, I could reduce to 58 kilos. I reduced 10 kgs within 10 months. I would say it's because of hypnotherapy, because I was giving suggestions to my unconscious mind, which sir has actually discussed with you. So there are so many examples which I can give you. It can heal your mind, it can heal your body, it can heal your wounds, and it can heal all your bodily problems, and also it can give you confidence. It can take you out of addictions. It can actually make impossible possible. So this is a very, very mind-blowing technique, and there's an American study which says 93% of recovery rate after 6 sessions of hypnotherapy. Okay, 93% of recovery rate. So it's kind of like a miracle, but it's true. It's a study which was done by an American psychologist. So mind, always remember. So I'm coming towards the end. Sorry sir if I'm taking my time. I'm really sorry. So I'm coming towards the end. So always remember that our mind is like a storeroom. Okay, so when you put all the things inside, at one point it's gonna get gloomy. Yeah, so you won't be able to use it, because just imagine a storeroom, 10 years it is being closed and there's a lot of things being put inside that, and you can't use it. When you open it, it will start stinking. There'll be a lot of the animals, and you can't use it. It will feel like you're in a horror house. Yeah, so when you have all these negative repressions in your mind also will resemble a storeroom which has been closed for 10 years. So what we try to do in hypnotherapy is basically, I am going to take a torch. Yeah, I'm going to take a torch. I'm going to take a torch and go inside your subconscious mind, and we are going to see what are the causes which is leading to effects. And believe me, when the clients becomes aware of their problem, they actually come out of their problem. Awareness creates this transformation, and they create a different perspective, different shift, some sort of changing perceptions. So now when she realizes what has happened to her, you can make her to see that in a very different perspective. You can shift. So the more you get problems, the more you take it out, the more you take it out, the more you take it out, the more you shift the perceptions, you can actually heal the problem, and it will give them relief. So this is pretty easy, because you can easily shift memories. If you look at the other therapeutic methods, shifting memory takes little time, but clinical hypnosis can help you to shift memories. I believe that there are a lot of advantages in clinical hypnosis, because clinical hypnosis basically helps you to overcome your physical problems and psychological problems. One more thing, I want to tell you something finally, this clinical hypnosis has worked tremendously with the clients. It's true because I have realized, I have seen, and I have witnessed. Even sir has been using. I asked sir, are you using? So he said yes. So he has been using when. I'm so proud to say that I am one of his students, because after engaging with him, even I learned a lot of things. So I would say that clinical hypnosis, it's not magic. It's not, it's not drama. You don't have to feel skeptical about it, because it works. It really works. It changes your behavior when you become aware of what has happened to you, and when you realize the causes and the effect, it could actually heal your physical problems even. So I quickly put everything in a nutshell. So first we talked about what is repression. I told you what is repression. Then we talked about, symptoms. Repression leads to symptoms. Then I told you what sort of symptoms, physical symptoms. It could lead to any problem. It could lead to any physical problem. Then we were talking about how this happened. What is the process of happening? I gave you examples. Then we were talking about the connection between mind, body, and soul, and how physical problems being led by psychological issues. Then finally, I was talking about how hypnosis can be used to heal physical problems. So thank you so much for being with me. Thanks a lot for being patient. If you have any questions, you can quickly shoot me with the questions. Are you with me on this spot, guys? Just raise your hand.
Hajra Saddam, it was one of the wonderful session, Hajra. Can you just take out the presentation?
Okay.
Whatever doubts you have, you can post it in the group. I will forward it to ma'am. Okay. It is one of the wonderful sessions, but today I learned one thing, Hajra. One thing I learned, that is actually I am not able to see me. Oh, yeah. One thing I learned, why that female occupies the area of psychology. See, as far as the psychology field and the hypnotherapy or counseling is concerned, okay, women take 95%, only 5% men. Even in our group, see, only 5%. And the reason today I have understood, see the presentation of Bharvi, see the presentation of Rati, and see the presentation of Saddam. You people are really hats off to you. Hats off to you. A great presentation. See what a learning, isn't it? What a learning. See the last presentation, Saddam ma'am, showing us the sponge and comparing it, metaphor. In NLP, we call it as metaphor. Metaphor is used to make the complicated things to make the people understand easily. Metaphor. She used the NLP concept metaphor to combine sponge, computer, because we know about computer, hardware, software, and trying to combine it with the mind, and slowly taking us to the very difficult path of understanding the chemistry of the brain and all the aspects. I really, I know that the time is very, very limited for all the three. For Bharvi, Dr. Rati, and Saddam, I know the time which was given by me is very less, but in that time they have literally, I think the team, actually I learned so many things. Thank you very much to all the three dignitaries, and people are asking your numbers, etc. Whoever wants it, please text me and I will share their numbers. And you can see their profile in gtco.co.in. All the three people profile and their contact details, everything is available in gtco.co.in. And I thank all of you because, see, the day before yesterday we started, many people came and asked for counseling session and they shared their intimate aspects. And I was wondering, just 2 days I am with you and I do not know you. You are able to share your very deep problems. Someone told, sir, even this I am not discussed with people who are very close to me, and you are the person with whom I am discussing it for the first time. And I was really touched by your love and affection. See, that is what we call it as trust. The trust is when you are sharing, when you are able to share your deepmost thoughts for a counseling or coaching session. Thank you very much, team. And whoever has contacted me. Really, I tell you, I will see that you are getting rid of those aspects, okay, after the session, or I will be involving the great psychologist here, okay, and really I will be doing the needful. We have shared the WhatsApp, we have shared a Google form in the group. Kindly fill it up. Do you feel the training is, the training is free, but the DTP operator, the certificate someone has to prepare, he has to download the your photo, crop the photo. See, very difficult, once he has shown, sir, what kind of photo you people are sending, sir? Sir, kindly tell them, sir, your certificate is having some value, sir. Sir, selfie they are sending, and the selfie, sir, it doesn't look professional, sir. And he is having, and if I ask him, see, I am conducting free of cost program, and you see Anwar Shahjah. Anwar Shahjah is a very intelligent person. One of the interestfully is attending all the program. Mohammed Miller and Jia, they all need our support. So why can't you give a certificate free of cost? Why can't you type? He will say, get out of my office. You do all those things free of cost, and I cannot do all these things free of cost. So we have office staff who has to do this job. So DTP, towards DTP, we are charging just 50 rupees. And whoever wants certificate, they can give. If you don't want certificate, you are okay with only the knowledge. No need for certificate, okay? You are attending the program, if you are enjoying it, and you are learning something, absolutely okay. There is no compulsion that you have to take the certificate. And if you want certificate, we are just charging 50 rupees towards the DTP charges, and we have shared the Google form. Kindly fill up the Google form, and we will be sharing all the related aspects, and there are many audio files of hypnosis, which I will be sharing it to the people who are applying. Thank you very much, team. And tomorrow, Sunday, we will be intimating you in the group whether we are having the session or not. Actually, we are planning something else for tomorrow. NLP gibberish, which we are planning. Suppose if you are having NLP gibberish tomorrow, we may not be having a hypnotherapy session tomorrow. So we will intimate you in the respective group. And thanks for everyone for joining. And thank you, Barbie. Thank you, Dr. Rati. Thank you, Dr. Saddam. And I want anyone from the team, anyone who is listening now, anyone from the team to open the mic and give the feedback about the dignitary session. Anyone can just share your views. Anyone from the team? Anyone from the team can just...
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prakash. Yes, Prakash.
Hi, everyone. So I think we started somewhere around 7:30, and it is now 9 o'clock almost. I don't know how 1.5 hours went. To start off with Bobby ma'am, I think, she really took us to the trance. There's no doubt about it. I think probably if you had allowed her for some more time, probably would have woken up only in the morning. So that is almost like, reaching, to that trance state where, she calmed us down and then made us receptive to the next session. Basically, she prepared us with, calming us down and then putting into those meditation trance state and then getting ready for the next session, which was coming to Dr. Rati. So Dr. Rati ma'am explained see, it's about the brain waves, right? It's about talking about the frequency, how fast, or how quickly the waves moves, how the transition will happen, what each of these, states would mean to us, whether it is in the, your conscious state, subconscious state, those states. So she explained everything with a very simple language so that everybody would understand that. And she made an effort to, explain in Hindi as well. Because she also noticed that's how actually the people will reach out to different people as well. So you need to understand what is probably the audience profile. So she made her attempt and then she explained what I like this, she explained in a very simple way, made it very simple to understand. That was so beautiful. Thank you, Bobby madam, and also thank you, Dr. Rati ma'am. And Saddam ma'am. See, she started up with the sponge, and she started about how our mind absorbs both negative and positive things. And in fact, like a sponge, you absorbed all of us. Saddam ma'am, I want to tell you, you absorbed us, with all your, the way you gave your knowledge and experience, the case studies, the examples that you shared with us, it made a lot of difference. I think you explained how actually the repression, how we, if our mind is not able to absorb, how we push it down, then probably that's how actually it will trigger, it will get into the symptoms, and when the symptoms will get triggered, how it gets triggered, what are the repercussions, how it's going to affect us if it is not treated properly, how it can, through clinical hypnosis, probably you can address all those things. Very nicely you explained us. All three of you probably would have given more time. I don't know, probably it would have probably continued forever. Like, that was so beautiful. All three of you, excellent. I learned a lot of things. Though I keep attending these things every day, I keep learning. And today was again a new experience for all of us. I'm pretty sure everybody got benefited by this. Thank you very much, Dr. Bobby ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Rati and Dr. Azara Sadam ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Amit wants to say something. Amit Verma raised his hand.
Yeah, Amit, please go ahead. Amit, please go ahead. Amit, are you here? Amit?
He needs to unmute. Yes. We need to.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is it? Okay.
You're on mute.
Amit, please go ahead.
Yeah, ma'am. When Rati ma'am asked to something, at that point of time, I raised the hand to say, but that time I was muted.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay, ma'am.
Yeah, Amit, have you enjoyed today's session?
Yes, sir. But you were asking to give the feedback and suggestion. So I have a suggestion that our posture, our gesture shows many things. Whether we are accepting, whether we are listening, whether we are thanking. So anything can be expressed through the posture.
Yeah, Amit, voice is breaking.
Exactly.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Excuse me, sir.
yes, madam. Please go ahead. Amit, 1 minute, Amit. I think your voice is breaking. With ma'am's thing, we will finish today's session.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, ma'am. Ma'am, you're excused. Please continue.
Can I say something? Excuse me, sir.
Please go ahead.
I'm very happy to.
Fatima, Fatima. Fatima, you can speak.
Yes, sir.
Fatima.
I'm very happy to meet Baharavi Khatri ma'am and Hajara Sadam ma'am and Rati ma'am. Today's session is very useful for me. Interesting, sir. I like this program.
Yeah, Fatima.
Yes, sir.
Fatima.
Thank.
This is not correct. So you have not added me, na? You Bharvi ma'am, Rati ma'am, and Hajra ma'am. But I also spoke something you didn't like me.
Sorry, sir. No, sir.
So may I?
Excuse me, sir.
Gia wants to say something. Gia is there. Yeah,
So
Gia,
may
please
I?
continue.
Yeah, it was amazing session and really I enjoyed it because I do meditation, but ma'am relaxed us in such a way that really I was like in another world. And the ma'am, you explained the waves in a best of the best way.
Thank you.
It was first time for me and I got the best of the best knowledge. We are so blessed to have you all the speakers, even sir, you also, because you only start, you only end. And without you and without Emocare, it is impossible to have a great opportunity for us to have this platform. So thank you all of you and we are blessed.
And you are totally correct, Gia. Even
Excuse me, sir.
so far I have seen many presentations. Brainwaves presentation like this I have never seen. First thing. Second thing, clinical hypnosis. Such a brief aspect I have never seen. And Bharvi, I need not tell. I used to tell Bharvi, if at all I want to make people to sleep, I will call you. She
Her voice is just sufficient as to put in
Amazing.
translate.
Her voice is very soothing and soft.
It's made for that.
It is hypnotic. The voice itself is hypnotic.
Voice is hypnotic, no doubt
Excuse
about
me,
it.
sir.
Yeah, yes, please. With that, ma'am, we will finish it. Yes. Yeah.
Excuse
Excuse me, sir.
Can I share something, sir?
Yes, Laskan, please go ahead.
Really, thank you. Very nice opportunity. We are in a third day, but we are meeting three nice superstars like a bread and butter with jam. Very nice. Each and everywhere in different areas. They are giving very nice, wonderful session. I think this bread and jam and butter are made by you. Maybe I think so. I don't know really. Very nice. Really, very nice. Information as well as feelings, experience. This